Hello guys, my name is Sub-Zero Exabyte and today I have something really cool for all of you guys, and as you may have already laid your eyes upon this amazing table thing, but no, it is in matter of fact not a table. This is an arrow cannon and it is totally awesome and it is just amazing and stuff. But before we get into that awesome stuff, I have a pretty cool announcement to make for all of you. You see, we all love backpacks, right? Well, guess what? The pals have a brand new backpack and you can get it. Who would not want to have a backpack like this? That's right. This backpack can be yours. If you want a backpack like this, click the link in the description. That being said, let's move on, shall we? And what do you normally do with a table? Put things on it, and with a cannon you launch things, so that is also amazing. But what can you do with something like a stick? You can throw a stick. You can also throw with a backpack. But I mean, why would you throw with a backpack anymore? Except if it is your old one, because there is a new master of backpacks in town and this backpack is just way too amazing for all of your friends. I am sure that people are going to look at you differently when you have this awesome backpack. So if you would like to have a brand new backpack that sounds like this and most importantly looks like this, then click the link in the description and have a little look on there, and I think it would be totally amazing to see some pictures of you guys with the pals backpack. It is just going to be way too amazing for the rest of the school if there's a certain group, or if you are a solo warrior with this backpack. All the people are going to be like, oh my god, that is so cool. And then you are cool. Just like my arrow cannon, which is just really amazing because you can just fire arrows or of this thing, which is just something that I wanted for a really long time, and now it is finally here. So isn't that just fantastic? But we have got a pretty much flat ground when I am absolutely finished with all of this, and then we can just place whatever we want and we can just launch some arrows towards that thing, and it is just going to be way too amazing and all of that just because we have flat ground and we can place whatever we want on that flat ground. If we want to place a lot of grass blocks, then we just do that. If we don't want to do that, then we don't do that. But at the moment, I want to do that because there are going to be animals here, so it would just be nice of me to give those animals some food and not just keep them in prison. But it is not really like prison. I am just making little cages for the animals, and it is just really cool and cute because they are going to chill in here, and I think that they are going to have a really good time in these cages until I press the one button that is going to unleash the beast, which is the button that launches all of the arrow, and that is just going to be way too amazing, and it is just going to be loads of fun because the pigs that I am going to spawn are going to drop food. And if we would want, I think that it would be possible to make some kind of belt that gives them more money in the registers, and that is just going to be amazing. And they are already looking really excited to be in this video, and I don't really know how far these arrows are going to land, or where they are going to kill pigs from which distance and all of that, so we're just going to see, and it is just going to be really amazing and all of that, and we're just going to look really great like this because we are the ones that are going to own some kind of automatic farm, and who could resist something like that? Well, I already said so. I don't think there is anything else to make it really amazing, but until now it is looking pretty great. Only the thing is that the first two cages are not really affected by the arrows and all of that because the arrows are really aggressive and the arrow just want to go inside of something, which is just great. But I think that it is starting to be time to stop this and all of that, but that is just not going to be as great as leaving it operating where we are just going to wait a lot of time on. Or you can just make some kind of portable toilet and you all can have fun in there if you need to poop, because if you have fun on the toilet then you know that your day is going to be fun. Because if you can make fun on some kind of disgusting version of a toilet, then I believe that you can have fun anywhere, so that is just amazing, isn't it? But these pigs that aren't able to die thanks to the arrow machine are just going to be removed manually because we can have ourselves no eyewitnesses, and these pigs have eyes so they can be eyewitnesses, which is not something that we want, I believe, because we just want a clean progress. And no one can know about this place, so it would be pretty weird if I would just let a pig go and maybe that pig can talk and then we're going to be really sad and all of that, and it is just not going to be fun. But I am just not feeling really well about this cage thing, so I am going to have some double protection, which is not always the best choice because that choice can real backfire on you. But I think that this little security upgrade is just cool and all of that, isn't it? But now I am going to throw some other stuff in it that is just going to spice things up and all that, and those things are going to be zombies. and I don't really care if they leave their own cage to go to another cave, but they can't escape from my iron prison thing, because that is just something that is prohibited. And I think that they are starting to be really smart, and they are going to the edge of this first pen, and then they can climb into something along the lines of something like that, and that is going to be our escape. Or what did you have in mind? I am really not sure, but I guess that it is just going to be amazing and all of that, because normally jail food and all of that isn't really that great, but I guess that these pigs and my other stuff that I am go have down there are going to have quite the good life. So that is all settled and all of that, but the thing that hasn't been settled yet is that this iron fence thing that is right here is just something that looks ugly, and it didn't even really work when I got here, and the flies and the mosquitoes that are inside of that fence and all of that were just not going away with something that is just totally disgusting. But I guess there is nothing against Urk, so that is not really that great. And I mean, it is just something that the pigs are going to be annoyed at, because the zombies have to brain, and I don't really think they would mind much if you were out there dropping a bottle, but something other than all of that, because I don't really know what is inside this machine since I was too lazy to build it, and it is just a bit too advanced for me. There could be sticky pistons in there, and pistons are sticky because they are made out of slime. Do you have a clue how slimes are sticky? Me neither, mate. But I think that it is really weird that some kind of liquid can just be sticky, all of that. But now let's just look for a good spot to place a lot of zombies that is going to blow these zombies their mind. I think this entire space would need to do. We just push them back to the corner, and that is where the arrows are at, so that the arrows are going to hit them and that they are way out there at the back, and then they get hit and all that. So that is just going to be great and stuff, because that is basically the aim of this whole device that I didn't even build myself. Well then, I think we need some kind of other challenge, because killing zombies is not really that amazing to keep doing, mainly because some weird ones of them won't die, and you still have those little zombies who are also just really annoying. But hold on just for 1 second to wonder, what is this hefty device capable of doing more? Someone built it next to a shabby gravel mountain in the other mountains, but I can't really complain because it is actually not really that bad of a spot for this thing. It is kind of amazing, to be honest. What could that device do? I don't think it could have much of a purpose other than just killing some mobs, but I guess that we could change it up with what we are going to kill in all of that though. I think that almost half of the planet could agree if I said that we are going to place creepers in front of this thing that we have built, and that these arrows are going to kill the most annoying mobs in the entire game, and then just everyone will be really happy and all that. And that is just what we want, because we want everyone to be happy. And if I can make everyone happy with placing a bunch of creepers in a very little space out here, then that is just what I am going to do, and that is just really amazing. But I guess the world would be better off without all of these creepers, so I am just going to do whatever I can do about that, and that is make some kind of weird device which is really strange and difficult to make. So treat yourself and let someone else make it. Then proceed to make a cage around it so your targets can't escape, and then instead of luring existing creepers or mobs in here, you just spawn a lot more and you are going to kill those that have just spawned. I think those are pretty simple steps to follow, and basically everyone can do that, so that is just fantastic. But I guess that it is at least something to amuse yourself, so that is pretty amazing, isn't it? That you can just amuse yourself with something as stupid as this, and you can just sit back, relax, and watch all of the madness happen. Because this is just madness what is happening. The arrows get launched out of lava, so they are on fire, and then the creepers get hit by those arrows, and then they are in fire, and they don't like that, but you like that probably, so that is all that matters. And it doesn't really matter if the creepers like what you are doing, because I don't believe that they are even allowed to think, because they actually can think, I believe, although sometimes they can be quite clever. But on the other hand, sometimes they can also be really dumb, so I guess that the dumb part makes it up for that, and that is just amazing, isn't it? Well, I think it is, and these 4 creepers that are left are going to learn their lesson about spawning in my cage that is in front of my arrow cannon that I didn't even build. And then when I got them all at the end of the tunnel, then I can go ahead and pull the lever, and then they are not going to have as much fun as they could have if they didn't choose that life choice. So that is just amazing, isn't it? But I guess that I am having fun, and that is all that matters, because they can't even think and all that, so it is just something that is really amazing. And all of these arrows are just burning, and I just took all of them, and I just have them in my inventory right now. So yeah, you could say that my pockets are burning and that my thighs are pretty hot at the moment, which is not what I expected would happen. But on the other hand, I don't really know what I had to expect when you are going to pick up a couple of stacks of arrows that are also on fire, so I guess that it is fair enough and all that, so it is alright. But these witches are going to feel the same as the creepers have already felt, and the zombies even felt it, but I don't believe that I put on fire arrows on with the zombies. But it could be that I did, I am not really sure. Anyways, the pigs have also felt the pain that are the arrows that come out of this devilish machine that is right here. But I didn't put on fire arrows on the pigs, which would have been pretty beneficial since I don't have to cook meat then anymore. But I guess that was our choice, and now we just have to accept that choice, and now we need to cook all of the meat we have gathered along the way. And then I am not talking about that disgusting rotten meat, because we don't want ourselves to eat poison, because that would just not be good for us. But right now, all we need to do is not to understand this device but just have fun with this device, and that we are just going to upgrade it maybe if we can find a way inside of those really advanced redstone techniques that are inside of that table. But I guess we are just going to have a look if we can make some changes maybe that could make it even better, or that we make another layer on top of it or something, because that would be pretty amazing. If I have to be honest, I am also kind of done with these witches that are in our house cage thing, or however you want to call it. So I guess that it is just going to be time to leave and all of that, because we don't want to have all of these witches just standing here waiting for my arrows, and that they are just going to do some kind of wizard stuff on my arrows, that they are not valid anymore or something along the lines of that would happen, and that is something that I would not really appreciate if I have to be honest. So I guess that we are just going to have a really great time with these witches, because that is all I can make out of all this, and we might as well have some fun with this, don't we? Well, I think that having fun with stuff is really important, and we are having really good fun with these witches, so I think that it is alright. But I guess that it is kind of okay in there. But the weird thing is that why were we killing them with our diamond sword when we can just turn this baby on, and this thing is going to kill them automatically, because they are going to be in the way of the arrows, and then they are going to feel those specific arrows, and that is not going to be a lot of fun for them, because that is going to hurt and all that. I am pretty sure of that, so I have a lot of respect for these race warriors so that are in there. Even thought that they are not really warriors, but they are just some witches, and they are actually not brave, but they are basically just weak things that can't defend themselves, so they make some kind of weird potions that are going to affect your body, which is not really that great. But they are almost all gone, and then we are stuck with all those burning arrows that I am going to need to put in my pocket, which is something that is not really enjoyable. But I guess I am just going to go through that process, and I am going to just feel great and all of that, and I am not going to burn down or anything. I am just going to have loads of fun with sticking burning things in my pockets, which is something that is not really that good of an idea, but someone has to clean the place up, and I don't believe that there is anyone else out here that could help us with that. But do you guys remember that I was talking a bit about how it comes that slimes are sticky and all of that? Well, this hallway of iron bars is going to be quite sticky as well, because as you might have already guessed, I am planning to drop a load of these slimes in here, and it is just going to look absolutely stunning, and it is just going to be amazing. But we are just going to whip out some slimes, and we are just going to have an amazing time with all of those sticky monsters, and we are just going to see if they are a good opposition against this machine that I didn't even build. But that is okay, because it is still really amazing. But I don't believe that they enjoy fire a lot, because they just panic, and when they panic they get really lucky, and because they are too big for my iron hallway they just kind of glitch out, which is not really what I wanted. But I guess that there are going to be a lot of slimes down here. Down where? I am not sure, but they are just going to wander around here, and they are going to conquer a lot of stuff with their sticky stuff, and that is something that is not really going to be nice. But I feel quite sane, because I don't believe that anyone has looked at this thing like I have looked at it before, so that is alright. I don't really know what I was trying to say with that, but I guess that I just love this machine a lot, and I am having a lot of fun with it. But the downside of this thing is that the things that you are going to spawn in here need to be quite small animals, or I have to do a part 2, and then we can take bigger creatures, and then we are going to have a really good time, and then we are going to make a really large cave with multiple arrow launcher things, I guess. But that is okay, because this is not really going to be a lot of work. Just replace the fence with more fence, and then just cutting out the inner fence, and then you are basically already done. And talking about done, This is almost the end of the video, so if you all don't really mind, I am just slowly going away, and I want to thank all of you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed watching. And don't forget about the backpack that me and the pals launched, because that is a bit of a big deal, to be honest. So, I will see all of you guys later, alligator. At least I hope so. So I hope that you guys are going to tune in again at the next video. Bye guys.